We thank you all for coming out today to celebrate two really important achievements that we've made. First, the grand opening of our CVS Health Mock Pharmacy at Goodwill. Second, we're also here to celebrate our inaugural graduates of the Pharmacy Tech Training Program. This project has been a few years in the making, and we're excited to see its launch. Before we begin, I want to thank CVS Health for their contribution. They've been truly great partners, and we're excited to have them be part of this initiative. I'll also like to thank Baltimore City Community College. The community college's educational contribution has been vital to establishing this training. We're very appreciative of both of the organizations, and we're going to go more in depth with information on the training, but first we'd like to recognize a few individuals in our audience. First, Congressman Cummings from the Maryland 7th Congressional District. We will soon hear from Congressman Cummings. Baltimore City Comptroller Joan Pratt. Bart Kennedy, Grants Coordinator and Community Liaison from the Office of Senator Chris Van Hollen. And Senator Van Hollen did send a citation for the opening of the mock pharmacy, as well as Bridget Smith, Director of Government, Business, and Community Affairs for the Office of Congressman John Sarbanes. So first, we would like to invite up Congressman Cummings, who has a great cheerleader for the City of Baltimore, as well as for workforce development services and programs in Baltimore City.
Come on, we can do better than that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is certainly my honor and my privilege to be here this morning. And when I saw this invitation on my schedule request book, and by the way, I get literally hundreds of requests to be places all over the country every week, I said, I cannot miss this one, Joan. This is one I had to make. And let me tell you why. When I see an organization like Goodwill, our community college and CVS join together to lift up the lives of young people, to give them a sense of hope. In the words of my late mother, it make my heart glad. And I have a special relationship with the pharmacy industry and folk. Amen. But it's not what you think. When I was 14, I was given the opportunity to work in a pharmacy. Come on now. As a pharmacy tech. They didn't call it that then, but they just called it somebody working at the drugstore. And I did probably what you've been taught to do. Only I didn't have any training. I filled a lot of bottles and and poured a lot of cough syrup and stuff. But the fact is that it gave me hope. Here I was, a young man, smack dab out of special ed, told I would never be able to read or write. Mother with a 4th grade education, daddy with a 4th grade education, 7 brothers and sisters living in a 4-room house in South Baltimore. It gave me hope. After I'd been told that I couldn't. And so I wanted to come here, first of all, to celebrate the fact that CVS, Goodwill, and our great community college has come together to do this. But I came for another reason. I came to say to our graduates, I am so proud of you. And I mean that. I am proud of you. You decided to change the trajectory of your destinies. And just like I did, I started off in that drugstore. And I must admit, the thing that I loved the most was being able to dip the ice cream. I don't know whether y'all get this. See, we also had ice cream then. Amen. But the other thing that it gave me is it gave me a sense of responsibility, because I knew that every time I filled those pill bottles, it was going to make somebody better. I knew that every time that somebody came into the drugstore and was complaining, although I could not answer their medical problems, we had a pharmacist there that was almost like a medical doctor. Y'all know the ones I'm talking about. We couldn't afford to go to a doctor, so we went to the pharmacist. And Dr. Freedman was his name. He would give them advice and tell them the cure, and I don't know how he did it, but he found a way to get them the medicine. And next thing you know, they were okay. And so what we are doing, and after the Freddie Gray disturbances, one of the things that I said, and I was very clear on this, Baltimore will rise. Baltimore will be better. The question is whether all of Baltimore will be better. And in order for all of Baltimore to be better, we must have jobs. And we must have jobs that lead to hope. And we must have jobs that allow people to be able to see a vision and dream about it. Now, as I close, let me say this. As I have gotten older, I've come to really look back at my life. And I realize that a lot of our young people are like somebody on a highway going around, say, 695. And what they're looking for is an exit to get to their dream. But can I go back? A lot of them have never seen anything to dream about. So once they see that exit, and the exit says CVS, the exit says Goodwill, the exit says Community College of Baltimore, telling them how they can do it. Then when they get into programs like this and start doing it, the hope increases. They are able to stick their chests out a little further. Am I right? Come on now, don't leave me up by myself. Put your head up a little higher. Earn a wage that allows them to be able to take care of their families, and is not like the person that Beyonce describes, working 9 to 5 just to stay alive. Y'all didn't think I knew that, huh? But that's what this is all about. And so whoever is recording this, let me say this to CVS and to Goodwill and the community college. When you go back to your boardrooms, talk about this program. Talk about how you touched somebody's future, how you changed their destiny, how you made a difference in their lives, how you were good corporate and educational citizens, and how you brought hope. And so I want to thank all of you, everybody who had anything to do with this, because the decisions are made in the boardrooms. Come on now. This didn't just happen now. This didn't just happen. Am I right, Madam President? This just didn't happen. But one of the things that you all can do, graduates, is go out there and create a liberated future. And what you've done now is you've now opened a new chapter of your life. But you got a responsibility. Your responsibility is to go out there and do well. Your responsibility is to go out there and tell other young people about this program. Your responsibility is to stand up so that you can be a role model, so that programs like this will continue. Because the first thing that these boys will look at is where we were successful. How did they do? And if they find that is not working because they want to be effective and efficient, if they find that it's not working, and if they feel that they've been let down, you know what they'll do? They'll try to establish another program that's more effective and efficient. And so you have that responsibility. And so again, I thank you for being who you are. I thank you for reaching for greatness. And understand that you may be a pharmacy tech for a reason and for a season. But I leave you with these last words. T.D. Jakes came to my church about 3 years ago. And I will never forget, he gave a wonderful sermon. But Joan, there was just a few words that stood out for me. He was talking about his son, who was about to go off to college. And his son came to him the night before, after tuition was paid. Come on now. Plane ticket purchased. Every room and board taken care of. His son came up to say, "Hey, Daddy, I don't think this is a thing for me." And T.D. Jakes said he grabbed him by the face in a fatherly, gently way. And he said these profound words. And I wish I invented these words, but it wasn't me. It was T.D. Jakes. He said, "Son, if this is not the thing, it's the thing that will lead you to the thing." All right? You got to understand that. You may be here for a reason and a season, but this has become a part of your destiny. And do not mistake a comma for a period. And I mean that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't cheat yourselves. But this is a great start. And as a fellow, see, you and I have some, now you can go around and stick your chest out and say, "Yeah, I got something in common with the congressman. He was a tech too." And look where he is now. And so may God bless you. May God bless CVS, Goodwill, and our community college. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Cummings. Now we'll invite up Ernie DuPont, Senior Director of Workforce Initiatives from CVS Health, to say a few words.
Thank you, Ryan. How do you follow that? Wow. Wow. I'll tell you, you're going to hear some common themes in my comments as well. So, good morning. Again, my name is Ernie DuPont, and I'm the Senior Director of Workforce Initiatives at CVS Health. On behalf of the company, it's a great honor to be here celebrating the grand opening of our new Mock Pharmacy here in Baltimore, in combination with Goodwill and Baltimore City Community College. Like yourselves, CVS Health is committed to breaking down the employment barriers faced by far too many. We've been doing it for 20 years now, as a matter of fact. Including limiting access to skills, training, and all too often unfairly low expectations, which is what a lot of young people run into these days. They don't expect enough of themselves, and others don't expect enough of them. That's why our company is working hard to provide people here in Baltimore and across the country access to the security and the prosperity that stable jobs and stable communities provide, as per the Congressman. We're dedicated to working with people of all abilities and backgrounds, and partner with dozens of state and local programs, actually hundreds across the country, to provide coaching, mentoring, and training support. These collaborations have yielded successful skills development, job training, and hiring programs for underserved individuals, and we know that this facility will do the same. We'll have success stories, and you're going to hear a couple of them from Alicia and Jasmine in just a few minutes. As a pharmacy innovation company, we know that skilled, productive workers of all backgrounds can be brought to successfully into the workforce successfully, where they can make powerful contributions to our economy and society. As a purpose-driven organization, our workforce development efforts guided by two very strong beliefs, and foundational beliefs, if you will. The first is that through partnerships like this, we can break the cycle of poverty. We've seen it time and time again. We can pull people off of public assistance and bring them into jobs and let them progress in those jobs. I'm waiting to the day that we name our first vice president that comes from one of our programs within Workforce Initiatives. Secondly and finally, we believe every individual has potential that needs to be tapped. And they need to have the opportunity to realize the potential that they have. I'm speaking to you guys right here. The low expectations that are provided you sometimes are not the truth. They're a lie. It's that simple. So you need to realize what those opportunities are for you. And I hope that one of the people sitting right here now are going to be one of those future leaders in our organization in years to come. I believe you have the potential to do that. So once again, congratulations to everyone involved in today's opening, and we look forward to the many individuals who begin here on their way to launching their own successful career. I thank you very much.
Next, we'll bring up Lisa Rusyniak, our CEO and President here at Goodwill Industries.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us today. I think we have our next training program for Senior Vice President level training, Ryan. There's your challenge for the week. So we're so glad that you could join us as we do the ribbon cutting for this mock pharmacy. It's been part of our mission for 100 years next year to help the residents in Baltimore City and the Eastern Shore get into jobs and particularly into family-sustaining wages so they can break that cycle of poverty. And of course, this initiative could not be possible without CVS Health. Stacy has probably been one of our biggest cheerleaders since we started this, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for you all to see the pharmacy. It is absolutely stunning. The first, I understand, in the country that is in existence. So we're really excited. So as you know, I hope you know by now that Goodwill is more than just a store, and we provide so much in terms of job preparation, human services, case management. They're kind of the hallmarks of our mission to help these fine graduates succeed in their future careers. So I just want to say congratulations to all of you. I'm very proud of you as well. We're all proud of you. We hope that you feel the same way and know that you have a wonderful future ahead of you. Thank you.
And finally, we'll have Baltimore City Community College, Dr. James Johnson, Interim President.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Brian. Mr. DuPont and Ms. Rusyniak, thank you for being partners with us in this endeavor. The Congressman has already said that this is a major effort, and he thanks those on the board. I'd like to thank those on the ground at BCCC because they put their hearts into this, and I think it's the manifestation of their hearts to the students and to others that connected that kind of gives them the light when all other lights are out, because they can see a place they want to go. So the Baltimore City Community College is proud of this partnership with Goodwill and CVS Pharmacy. Our college is continually trying to leverage these types of partnerships to bring more learning opportunities for our students. The college's workforce development and continuing education division has enjoyed a long-standing partnership with Goodwill Industries by supporting students in adult basic education classes as well as workforce training. The pharmacy technician program not only benefits the students by placing them in high demand, good paying jobs, but it benefits Baltimore employers who need well-trained, reliable employees. Our workforce development and continuing education division primary focus is to engage employers, community organizations, and agencies to build a competitive workforce through collaborative partnerships. And by so doing, is able to serve nearly 10,000 students per year. Let me say that again, serve 10,000 students per year. The program is not just another example of how strategic partnerships can put people in the workforce. It goes beyond that. It talks about putting people in the workforce who, number one, have hard skills, and number two, have skills called soft skills that are important for their success in their career. Baltimore City Community College is positioning itself to be a change agent in Baltimore. And we are doing this by providing the high quality, accessible educational experience to those who need it most. I want to say congratulations to the entire graduating technicians class. as it already has been said, you now are leaders. Your siblings, your children, those in your neighborhood will look up to you and say, one day, I want to be just like you. Thank you.
We are excited to have a few guest speakers today. Our first guest speaker is Secretary Kelly Schulz from the Maryland Department of Labor Licensing and Regulations. Secretary Schulz has been a great supporter of this program, recently awarding Goodwill a $150,000 EARN grant, which will allow us to facilitate 6 pharmacy tech training cohorts over the next 2 years, serving up to 90 residents within the Baltimore metropolitan area. Secretary Schulz.
Thank you, Ryan. What a great day. Congressman, I cannot live up to the standard that you set for up here, but it's great to see you, sir. And congratulations to all of you. As the Secretary of the Department of Labor under Governor Hogan, we're charged with a couple of things. We have a growing economy. We have more jobs. We have to make sure that those jobs are going to be filled in order to be able to meet the industry demands. So I recognize CVS for understanding that coming into a community to be able to build your own talent, to be able to retain those employees, and to be able to provide them with the skills that you particularly need in order to be able to be successful here in the state of Maryland. I thank you for doing that, because that is meaningful. But you didn't do it in a way where you were going to go and pick the highest achievers in the high schools. You came to the community in which you serve and looked to those individuals that could actually benefit from that experience, that skills training, that opportunity, that exit on 695, Congressman. So I applaud you in that as well. Also at the Department of Labor, we're here looking, one of our responsibilities is to make sure that we are out there providing the training, the skills to those individuals that want to be out there, that want to be able to look for the next opportunity for the success of themselves and their families. And how do we do that? We do that just exactly in the same way that CVS, Goodwill, and BCCC has done it. We create partnerships. That's what the EARN grant is all about. The $150,000 that's coming here to support more students just like you, it's about the creation of partnerships. It's about looking to those businesses to see what their needs are, how we can fulfill their needs, and more importantly, how many people just like you can go into those positions directly out of training in order to be able to satisfy the needs of the industries. So this partnership, CVS, Goodwill, and BCCC, now constitutes our 59th partnership in the Earn Maryland program, all across the state, different regions, different occupations, different trainees, a different outlook, a different exit, but a similar outcome. And so I applaud all of you on that. I'm thrilled that we're able to be a part of this. I had been secretly stalking CVS progress across the state for the last 4 years, understanding what they've done in all of the states and those communities and those populations that they've been able to assist and to help to rise up. So I'm thrilled that you're here. I can't wait to see the graduation. I'm thrilled for all of you, but don't forget, you go through a pre-apprenticeship program, and that is the pre part of it. The rest of your life happens after this. You've been given one set of tools. It's up to you to continue to collect the rest of the tools to complete your toolbox, and then you will be fulfilled. But thank you so much for having me here, and congratulations and good luck. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Secretary Schulz. Now we'll ask Ms. Deena Speights-Napata, the Executive Director of the Maryland Board of Pharmacy, to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And congratulations. What an achievement. I did want to make a couple of comments and let you know some facts that you may not be aware of. In Maryland, we have close to 12,000 registered technicians. That number is constantly growing. We have an equal number of pharmacists. So that made me realize, having been in this position for now going on 3 years, that the role of technicians is very important in the pharmacy. And one of the things that I've emphasized during my tenure at the board is supporting the registrations and the school process for technicians. So what we've been able to do is to soften, in some instances, the requirements so that we've had technicians to actually be able to get their technician license by going through a review process in the board, actually getting more people through. We see this as a very important avenue for employment for young people as well as those who are looking for second careers. So one of the things that we're doing in Maryland that you may not know about is that we're currently reviewing the regulations in regards to technicians, and we're actually looking at putting into the regs a process where technicians can actually have their roles expanded in the pharmacy. That's something that we really are behind, we really want to do. We're in the process of sending out the proposed changes to our stakeholders to see what their views are, because we really feel that that's important. Technicians play a very vital role within the pharmacies, and we're aware of that. The other thing that's going on the national level is actually creating the potential for tiers of movement up in the technician profession. So you come in at one level. If you choose to advance and go to a second level, there would be an increase in pay, and you would move up to the second level with more requirements, educational requirements. But this is something that's being looked at nationally. So you're coming into the profession at a great time. We're so happy to see you here. The board is also considering actually developing a seat on the Maryland Board of Pharmacy for technicians. So right now we have 12 commissioners, 2 are public representatives, the other 10 are pharmacists. I'm really behind pushing for a seat for technicians. We have an equal number of technicians as we do pharmacists. So this is a great time. I'm so enthused and thankful to be here, and congratulations to you. Please, please make it a part of your schedule to try to come to the Maryland Board of Pharmacy monthly meetings, which are held on the third Wednesday of every month. It's a public meeting. You can have public input. And we want to hear from you at the Maryland Board of Pharmacy. So thank you for the opportunity to speak, and any questions, I'll be around for the rest of the day. Thank you.
Like Congressman Cummings, I have a special relationship with the pharmacy as well. My wife is a CVS pharmacist, so there's a lot of input in terms of, I hear frequently about good techs and I hear frequently about not so good techs. So it's a lot of stories and thoughts that went into the creation of the pharmacy program. But the Pharmacy Tech Training Certification Program is a 16-week training where we leverage the strength of each partner to contribute what they do best to assist participants in successfully completing the program. Goodwill focuses on providing soft skill training, tutoring, case management, CPR certification, and job coaching. Our primary goal is to assist any barriers that may prevent a participant from successfully completing the program. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Michael Thomas, Vice President of Workforce Development with Baltimore City Community College, to give an overview of the educational component of the program.
Thanks, Ryan. Good morning. Congratulations. I have to start off by saying that this is a partnership that shows when a community gets together. This is a result of that. These are fine young people, and we're all young. Fine young people who chose to get into this profession, and they have a pathway. So I'm going to tell you now, we're not done with you. We have a long way to go. So you're connected to us for the rest of your life. So you either come to me voluntarily or I come to find you. So the instruction that these folks went through, 10 weeks of instruction with us, pharmacy calculations was 30 hours, right? A little rough? Yeah, a little rough. But you know what? You did it, right? And that's what counts. And then even pharmacy theory is another one of those tough classes that you have to get if you're going to be a technician. And these guys did phenomenal. I mean, you know, the instructors were raving. Matter of fact, my instructor said this is one of the easiest classes I've taught. So you guys, like, I don't know, I wanted to give him overtime, but I didn't do it after that. My connection to CVS is not like Ryan's or the Congressman. And it's always good to hear the congressman speak, because the congressman said something to me 10 years ago, or maybe longer, where he said, if people can't see it, they can't dream it. And so we want everyone to see it, because not only can you dream it, you can do it. But my connection to CVS, I'm a client. You know, I have to go in there like, I don't know, once a month, and, you know, I go through the drive-through and they say, here's all your stuff. You got any questions? I'm like, no, I'm good. I appreciate it. And then they send me a customer service survey, and, you know, they get 10s. And I take the time out to fill that out because I think it's important. But I want to thank CVS for this lab. We could not have gotten these folks through without that lab. I mean, to have the opportunity to have them go into a real life situated lab that mocks what they're going to see in CVS is just phenomenal. And we were able to use that as a teaching tool. And in my opinion, that enhanced your success. So I'll leave you with just a couple of things. You know, first off, we're committed to you. So we want you to be committed to yourselves and to your city. We're committed to the partnership, and we appreciate, I remember when Ryan and Lynn, we first got together on this partnership, you know, I can't tell you the backroom stuff, but, you know, it was kind of live. And we came up with a concept, and you're living that concept, you know, which is really amazing. So the instructional piece for us was just simply a pleasure. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for coming to class each and every day. I want to thank you for being present when you were in class. And more importantly, I want to thank you for the grit that you showed. When it got tough, you got tougher. Thank you very much.
And Ms. Stacy Butler, Regional Learning Center Manager for Workforce Initiatives from CVS Health.
Good morning, everyone. So congratulations, graduates. So at the end of the program, they do 4 weeks of a clinical experience, which is the fun part, with CVS Health. So the students were in our stores. They spent 160 hours over 4 weeks. They worked with various stores throughout our area, and they went in and they did practice, and they learned clinical experiences. They worked with the customers. They answered the phones. They learned how to do third-party claims. They learned inventory management, production. They rotated the various workstations. So they did that for 4 weeks in our stores. It was a pleasure having you guys. And then at the end of that program, we have the opportunity for them to apply for employment opportunities with CVS. You'll hear from Alicia shortly, and she has already been hired into CVS in one of our Target stores. Thank you.
So now that we've covered the training, it's time to celebrate the graduates. For the certificate presentation, I'd like to ask Stacy Butler to come back, as well as Dwayne Rohr, Manager of Workforce Initiatives with CVS Health. And if Wallace Bill is in the back, if he could come to the front, because we have a small gift from Goodwill as well to give the participants.
Good morning. Congratulations, graduates. So we have a little certificate here for you today that we'd like to give you for the accomplishment that you've had here with the program, and we wish you all luck in your future in your pharmacy. The first graduate, and this graduate has already been hired with CVS, is Alicia Faulkner. Our next graduate, Iantha Foster Durant. Our next graduate, Tanya Green. Our next pharmacy tech graduate is Patricia Lindquist. The next graduate, Keefen McCoy. Next, we have Chantel Scott. And Corrine Williams. And then we also have one front store graduate that went through the retail training for our front stores, and that is Curtis Davis. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I want to do here that's not on your program because there are surprises for a couple of people here in the room. There's two people that played a key component in this program that was put together here at the Goodwill, and we'd like to recognize both of them. The first one, Sam Abney. Sam started working with the partnership in 2012 with Sharnetta Young, who works for CVS Workforce Initiatives as well. Sharnetta would come in, and they had it set up where she'd come in and speak with the consumers about CVS merchandising programs and the different positions we had at CVS. From there, Sam started working with Stacy to get consumers directly employed. With Sam's help over the past 6 years, they've been instrumental in getting approximately 25 consumers employed at CVS direct hires as cashiers, pharmacy techs, and shift supervisors. Sam goes out on a regular basis and meets our store managers, our pharmacists, and checks up on all the consumers to ensure that the relationship continues. So Sam goes above and beyond. I mean, we look at partnerships. We work with partnerships every day across the country. And Sam goes above and beyond what we would expect out of a partner. He is always there. He's texting Stacy. They're texting back and forth 8 o'clock at night, whatever needs to be done to help these consumers. He also connects CVS with other opportunities for workforce development throughout Baltimore City. So Sam has been an exemplary partner for CVS here at the Goodwill, and we wanted to recognize him here today. And if I could ask Rick LaFerriere to come up here. Rick works in our Workforce Initiatives Department as well. So another person we'd like to recognize, Stacy Butler. Stacy, I've had the opportunity to get to work with her here in Maryland and Washington, D.C., and I don't know that I've ever met anybody that is as passionate about her job as Stacy is. Stacy definitely holds all the values that we have at CVS: integrity, caring, the accountability, collaboration, and innovation. I mean, this partnership here and this program is innovation right there, what Stacy has done to put that together. Stacy has 30 years in with CVS. So she's been around a while. She's lived it all here at CVS. Not only is she very passionate about her job, but Stacy is a caregiver. She's very creative in all the programs that she puts together, and she's like the glue that holds the partnerships together. You know, my mother-in-law, they all say that Sal is the mentor of our family, and if something happens to her, what's going to hold our family together? Well, Stacy is that here with this partnership. She holds this partnership together. A couple things that's really stand out with me with Stacy is, you know, I'll have calls with her. She keeps me updated on everything. And she'll just tell me, I start saying something, and she'll say, look, Dwayne, I don't have time for this tomfoolery. We got to get moving here with this. Just yesterday, she was having a phone call with Sam. I don't know what Sam was saying on that phone call, but she kept telling him, don't be playing with me, Sam. We got to get this done. So Stacy is definitely the person who holds it all together here. So we would like to recognize Stacy with this little plaque. It says, for your exemplary spirit of collaboration you have demonstrated over the years with Goodwill Industries of the Chesapeake. So congratulations.
Thank you, Dwayne. Congratulations to Stacy and Sam. Having worked with them over the past 2 years, they really are the foundation of the partnership, so we appreciate both of them. Thank you. We're going to ask Ms. Alicia Faulkner to come up to share a few words with the group regarding her experience in the program.
Hi, good morning. My name is Alicia. I'm a graduating pharmacy technician of this fellow class. I found out about this program from one of my fellow classmates and a good friend of mine, Corian Williams. Before enrolling into this program, I was working part-time at a car dealership. Enrolling into this pharmacy program, I was determined to obtain another certification and to better my career path to success. CVS Pharmacy and Goodwill and BCCC has been tremendous support in seeing their student success in this program. They're supportive and want to see their students succeed. The career path to grow in this company is amazing. The chart goes a long way, and I would like to see me and myself and my graduates one day probably be at the top of that chart. I'm currently enrolled at the CVS in Target out Columbia. The staff is amazing. They're 100% supportive. They will help you in anything you need. The pharmacists are great. Customer is wonderful. I love it out there. And I just want to thank CVS and BCCC and Goodwill for allowing us to be a part of this. And thank you.
So we would like to invite back Lisa Rusyniak, Congressman Cummings, Ernie DuPont, Dr. Johnson, Secretary Schulz, and Ms. Speights-Napata to join us in the ribbon cutting for the Mock Pharmacy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cut. So in closure, we're all familiar with the African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. In a twist, it takes a collaboration to have a lasting impact. We're confident that working with CVS Health and Baltimore City Community College will allow Goodwill Industry to have the lasting impact on our participants. This is the conclusion of our morning program. We invite everyone down to the ground floor to see the Mock Pharmacy as well as to the second floor for cake and refreshments to celebrate our graduates.